A dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. In dreams you will lose your heartaches, whatever you wish for and keep. Ah, yes. What can I say about Walt Disney's Cinderella? Sure, you may not find this one in a lot of people's favorite Disney movies list, but it most certainly is one of the most important films that they have ever done. You see, like Snow White, Walt Disney took a huge gamble on this film, considering that he had lost a lot of money back in World War II. Thankfully, the movie became a huge success, and it helped grow his company into the major corporation that we know today, managing huge budgets for their films and still telling beloved stories to a new generation. Put them together and what have you got? A bunch of forgetful pieces of embarrassment! I know technically Disney's just getting started with these live-action remakes of their animated classics, but the ones that we've got so far, like Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland and Maleficent, have left us with a pretty bad taste of what would probably be yet to come. I'm not saying they're terrible, but the way they mess with the original source material practically ruins the experience, and even if they would make a ton of money, Disney would just forget all about it the following year and put the focus back on the original animated films. So there's no big surprise when I say that I wasn't too excited to hear that they're going to give the live-action treatment to Cinderella. I mean, really? Is our modern society in a major crisis where we need to be reminded about that girl who talks to mice, met a guy, and lost a glass slipper? Or maybe that's just me talking. The issue that I'm actually worried about the most is actually the treatment of the original story. I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised if they decided to do a reverse Maleficent and turn the fairy godmother into a villain or something like that. But, surprisingly, they did none of that. The filmmakers decided to stick with the original source material. This is the first of these Disney remakes that's actually showing some respect to the original source material. No role switching, no big action scenes, no familiar characters with unfamiliar personalities. This is pure Cinderella from beginning to end. Whatever they have to add for this film is just very minor details, and it doesn't alternate anything from the heart of the story. This is still about love and kindness conquers all. This is what adaptations should do. Unless your movie is loosely based on something, do whatever you have to do to turn it into a film, but always remember to keep the message as it is. If it's not broken, don't try to fix it or else it'll be broken. Plus, I have to give credit to some of the actors offering some pretty good performances and making some right choices. Now, they know very well that they'll never outshine their animated counterparts, so they didn't even bother competing and go with their own interpretations, like Helena Bonham Carter's eccentric fairy godmother, Cate Blanchett's devilishly charming Lady Tremaine, Sophie McShera and Holiday Granger's bratty yet dumb stepsisters, the list goes on. Oh, and for any Disney fans out there, you'll be happy to know that there are plenty of references to the 1950 feature. Sometimes they're pretty obvious, sometimes you'll need a good eye and ear in order to spot them all. I'm actually pleasantly surprised that Disney is actually capable of doing something like respect the source material. It would have been a great help in their last remakes. However, in this case, sticking to the original story is a double-edged sword. Some respect is great and all, but it's hard to stand out at the same time as an adaptation. If there is one big problem with Cinderella, it's that it's Cinderella. At this point, we all know the story and everything that happens in it, like the evil stepmother, the pumpkin, the mice, the glass slipper, and more. This movie focuses so much on sticking to the book that it forgets to add anything unique that would give a reason why this Cinderella is different than any other adaptation. I mean, take a look at the animated film. Sure, as a Disney film, it doesn't really have much to stand out from the rest outside of the bippity-boppity-boo scene. But with the help of some lovable musical numbers and fantastic animation, it's one of the more memorable adaptations of this story to this date. With this Cinderella, however, the only actual unique thing it has is a big budget. Thankfully, it does come with the benefits, since this really looks gorgeous. The sets are beautiful, the costumes are extravagant, and some of the special effects do give it a bit of that extra magic. But even with that, it still makes me ask the question, what makes this Cinderella so different from the rest? It really doesn't help either that the main characters are not that interesting. Cinderella and the prince here share the same issues as the animated ones. Same absence of development, same blandness, and sometimes not even as interesting. The only real difference is that the live action ones have more screen time. So I guess in short, the big problem here is that it's very predictable from top to bottom. Even when I was watching it, I ended up bored and decided to list all the things they have left to do, like, oh, what's this? Cinderella is alone with the prince? Alright, check. Oh, what's this? It's the stroke of midnight and now Cinderella has to run away? Okay, check. Oh, what's this? She lost her glass slipper? Okay, check. Trust me, this is the last thing you want your audience to do when watching your movie. But even at that, I wouldn't say it's bad at all. Cinderella is exactly what you'd think it is. Another retelling of Cinderella with a big budget. No big surprises, no big changes, nothing that can make it stand out from the rest. But considering the last Disney live-action remakes, it's nice for a change that they didn't add anything stupid and actually give respect to the source material for once. In terms of recommendation, I just simply ask you the question, do you want to see a big-budget Cinderella movie? If so, then go check it out. If not, then you're not missing anything. What you see is what you get. And with that, I give it a 7 out of 10. Not the greatest adaptation of the story, but still fine as it is. But I'm sure some of you don't even care about Cinderella. That's not the attention grabber of the show. What really is the main focus for some is the animated short before the film, Frozen Fever. We're still living in the big Frozen hype, or at least during the time I made this review, so of course Disney is giving everyone a little taste of more Frozen. And does this short live up to the phenomenon of the movie? Well, not really. I mean, here's the thing. This is a short about Elsa and the gang trying to prepare a major birthday party for Anna.
Why do you always say Anna? Her name is Anna. You are a horrible human being for mispronouncing names.
I don't care.
In fact, some can argue that this is more of a music video for the new Robert and Kristen Anderson Lopez song, Making Today a Perfect Day. For what it is, it's okay on its own, the song is decent, the animation is always great, and some of the gags are funny. But don't expect anything too much coming from the story, since most of the time, it often throws some jokes that basically say,
Hey, remember this in the movie?
what I can say about this is that if you really want to see the short, don't come in all hyped up. It's a good short, but just remember that it's just a short about Anna's birthday, nothing more. And besides, if you guys really need more Frozen, just go watch the movie again, go listen to the soundtrack, or go on the ride if that's actually open when you're watching this. I mean, it's not like Disney's gonna go completely exploit this film and make a sequel or something. Or I could be wrong. But anyways, if there is one good thing that we can take out of this, is that now it gives us hope for any of the upcoming Disney live-action remakes. Sure, Cinderella is not the best film that they've done, but at least it's a start. It does show us that they are capable of respecting the original source material. And who knows? Maybe the remakes of Beauty and the Beast or The Jungle Book turning out great may actually be more than a dream. But until then, see you later, dudes.
No matter how your heart is grieving, if you keep on...
What the fridge? Tim Burton and the writer of the Transformers movies making a live-action remake of Dumbo? Or, well, actually, I did say maybe. A dream that you wish will come true.